Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Ghosts of Saltmarsh, The Styes, Part 7. Today is May 14th, 2020, and you are loved, and that is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of our sessions. If this is your first time joining us and you would like to hear more of that message or possibly see more of these wonderful people and more games, our YouTube is where we upload all of our VODs. So you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures or anywhere where podcasts are made available for free. And there will be a plethora of games for which you can enjoy all for free. Speaking of things that are being made available for free, we also are putting up our after show called Nights in the Courtyard up for free on our Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can find that after show. And again, you don't end up having to pay for any tiers or anything like that. It is just the hosting website that we decided to go to because all the contributions that you do make to us via Patreon end up going to help make the show self-sustaining, which I think is pretty cool, because man, oh man, it's a lot more helpful when it's you guys helping me pay for Adobe than Adobe trying to come at me with a knife every month. So that is it for that bit of info. Other than that, hey, if you already support us on Patreon and you're looking for other ways to help support the show, we also have a merch store set up. So you can go to Indoor Adventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. We got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got throw pillows, shower curtains, all sorts of wonderful pieces of merch that you can either deck out your office with or present yourself with. And it will be a good time. Other than that, we also have a giveaway going on right now. The link can be found below in the description, or if you check us out on Twitter, we also have the link there. First place winner will be receiving a set of the 11 set dice from Die Hard Dice. Second place will receive a 7 set. All of these, of course, are going to be picked by you guys. Normally, I will buy the dice beforehand, showcase them a little bit, but given the situation, I didn't want to then buy the thing, show you guys, and then send it to you to reduce the amount of physical interactions I have with things. I will just be working with you, the prize winner, at the end of this, and then just sending you dice that way. This is also only going to be available for US entries, so I'm sorry to everybody else outside of the United States, but I don't think I can ship things internationally given the current situation of things, so I apologize. But apologies out of the way, everything else has been done. Hey Dingo, who you playing tonight?
I'm Dingo, she, her, and I am playing Hish Sungard, the half-orc fighter. He, him.
I am. I don't know what a nat 1 is, but that's what Reeves rolled on his intro. So, hi. Ulman is my blade. He's cool. Bye.
Hi, I'm Cyber. He, him. I play Albus. He, him.
Hi everyone, I'm KyleWithAnN, and tonight I'm playing Jilfa'en Lyrandar, or as I'm known in my Zoom call, Jill Nye, the Unchained Guy.
God damn it. And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, Jill, you and Ulman ended up having a very sweat-inducing conversation with your dear brother Maros, who found himself currently as the head of the shipping and canning company that one Mr. Dory, who mysteriously got beheaded several days ago, had managed to leave in Maros's name. After Maros explained the situation of being rather excited about the fact that he is going to have a business of his own, Albus, you were able to use a suggestion spell that sent Maros very, very far away as he decided to go for quite a lengthy walk. I believe that the extent of his walk was going to be close to about 16 hours of travel. So he's, out and about for a hot minute. It is then during that time that you all slept through the night. Albus, you being a very sleepy boy, decided that you were going to be taking a rest during this time as well. And so you could all better prepare yourself for the assault on where you believe the Whisperer, Sgothga, to actually be. Now, I believe, did we end last session with Hish and Ulman having gone shopping at things that make you say wow? So as we pick up, the two of you are heading back into town. Is there anything that you guys would like to do before reconvening on Triumph?
No, I don't think so.
We don't need another shopping episode.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right. So, Hish, you and Ulman. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I've been thinking of starting up some trade.
All right, sweet. Let's get this small business sim going, and let's never end Saltmarsh. We'll just settle in Moran, and that's where it'll be. So, Jill, is there anything that you wanted to do during this time?
Nothing in particular. She's just going to keep an eye out to make sure no one comes on the ship with ill intent, and just making sure that Albus can get some rest.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say during this time, you don't end up receiving any visitors. Nobody ends up coming aboard your ship demanding that they see where you've stowed your catfish man, or, what did you do to Mr. Dory's head? How dare you feed it to Triumph as a delicious treat? Basically a little salami for the boat. But thankfully, Albus is able to get a full rest in. As Albus is resting, it is at this time that Hish and Ulman end up making their way back onto Triumph. So is there anything that the three of you would like to talk about before Albus ends up waking up?
How did your I'm sorry, you said you went shopping? How did your excursion go?
It was a place. We found a shop that sold magic items called Things That Make You Say Wow.
I don't believe I've heard of. No, that must have opened up while I've been away.
It was very strange. We saw a lot of things that I don't think I'll be able to ever get out of my head, but we also came away with some magic items that will be helpful.
Excellent. All right. It's comforting to know that we're well stocked. What did you end up getting?
I got myself a magic shield.
Very nice.
I got my sword modified a little bit. I think it has mercury in it now, and then and he pulls the I forget what we called it, but he pulls it out of his bag and he goes, I think he called it a
Blasting
rod.
Yep.
That's is it, how does it work?
Well, as far as I understand, you aim it and you pull this little trigger, and it shoots out little metal balls and it blasts.
Do you know how to use one?
I'm a very quick learner. I'm very confident in my ability to blast.
Hish,
Mm.
we considered a lot of phrases when we were in the shop, but did we ever come across boomstick?
I believe boomstick might have been mentioned. We went through a lot of phrases, none of them particularly great. I think we settled on blasting.
Blasting rod?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna say I'm not a big fan of blasting rod either.
Yeah, there wasn't. We couldn't really think of a better way to say it.
If only there was something more concise, just like one
Something
word that kind of
shorter.
punches you. Just there it is. It's
Yeah.
up. You know.
We could call it a blaster, maybe.
What about a GNU? That's
what?
just that's just you said punch it, and that's the word that came to my brain. GNU.
GNU.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same.
Yeah, it's just
oomph, you know.
wait. There's gun. You just switch two letters, and the impact is there.
Gun.
Gun them down.
I don't
That
know.
sounds pretty badass.
It doesn't really look like a. Like, what does gun even mean?
You're
It sounds
right.
like gone. I guess you are.
Oh, yeah.
The goal is to make that person
You pull the
gone.
trigger, and they're gone.
I'll consider it. I'll think about it. I'll sleep on it.
To workshop it.
Yeah. Anyway, I've decided I'm never going shopping in this town again, because every time I go shopping, I come across the wildest people. I don't know if that was your experience growing up here, that just the wildest people decide to open up shops.
You know, I can't really say that they were the shopkeepers that I came across were particular oddballs, but also was not in the adventuring business back in the day, so that could be a contributing factor.
Could be. Anyway, I'm gonna go figure this thing out. Maybe fire it off the side of the ship a couple times in the ocean. I'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
he walks off to the side of the ship.
Okay. So yeah, Hish, as a fighter, you are proficient in all ranged weapons, so I am including firearms in this proficiency. Yeah, it's pretty simple. There's like 3 steps to the overall like manufacturer's detail of what to do in this, which is load it, fire it, and when you unleash the first of your ammunition, there is a loud, thunderous cracking noise that seems to burst out of the rod as well. It's very loud. You were not expecting it to be this loud. It has the name Blast in its name, but like, still. Albus, make a perception check.
6.
You sleep through gunfire. It's totally fine.
Honestly, same.
Yep. So, yeah, Hish, you are able to get some practice in with this blasting rod. And unless there's anything that your group wants to do in the meantime, Albus, you end up being able to awaken without any recourse. You feel fun, fresh, and sexy upon your arrival to the world of the waking. And at this point, because Albus, what time had you gone to sleep? It was like early in the morning?
I wouldn't be awake until after dark on the next day because I didn't
Okay.
start casting suggestion until like late the previous day.
Gotcha. All right, so it would be early evening at this point in time. Sun's down. It is dark out along the city of Moran, and you all have the thought in your mind to finally set off towards the Frother's Lamp now that you know your brother is out of harm's way. So is that the plan, heading off there?
I believe so.
So are we doing this, or
I suppose it's now or never.
Unless you want to wait for your brother to return.
no? That's not a viable option. So
Then we go.
we go.
We go.
Let's be careful.
Okay. So, as you all make your way to the Frother's Lamp, Jill, you and Ulman have been there before. You know where these individuals are heading, and as you're going, you can kind of see that there are some of these other hooded figures, other figures that look like they are coming from the docks, coming from various places of employ, that are all making their way in the same general direction that your group is. And as you reach the end of this alleyway that kind of opens up, you can see a tangled wall of apartments and storefronts rise up on either side of a channel of sluggish, tainted water. The structures down near the water line are empty and desolate, while the ramshackle additions built over the roofs appear progressively more inhabitable as they rise up into the polluted sky. The overall effect is that of a canyon, with walls made from the cross-section of decaying shantytown rather than stone. A narrow timber bridge sags across the channel, leading from the back of a crooked alley to what appears to be a partially sunken galley whose structure has been incorporated into the ruined jumble of buildings. And from where the four of you are standing, you can see that in this slow, sluggish, moving water, there are still these individuals that seem to just kind of like be sifting through, looking for bits of broken glass or thrown out potions, that sort of thing. And there seem to be a decent number of individuals that are all singing. But it's not a song that you know. This isn't a sea shanty. This isn't a bardic song. This almost seems like a hymn. And out of the four of you, the only one who really feels like it is a hymn and not just harmonized gibbering is Jill. As Jill, you know who this hymn is going towards.
Ulman holds up his hand as we're still a little bit out away from it, and whispers back to you all. You know, I just had an idea. All of the cultists, they're all wearing robes. If we just, popped a couple of them on the head from an alley, well, they're on their way. We could disguise ourselves in the robes, and that might help us get in without being seen. Just hog tie them.
That seems excessive. I think just knocking them out is fine.
Well, we don't want
indoor.
warning.
Can I have spent 10 minutes before we left prepping something?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I would like to use my psionic discovery feature. Yeah. I'm gonna roll a D8, which is my psionic talent die. I hope this is a D8. Okay, so for 3 hours, I'm going to know a sorcerer spell from the divination or enchantment school, and I'm going to choose mass suggestion.
Okay.
And I will know that for 3 hours before you leave. Have 3 hours passed?
No.
Okay.
No, it takes maybe 40 minutes to get to Frother's Lamp from the dock.
How far is everybody? Or, like, this group of people?
So you see that there is this group of people that seem to be making their way towards the sunken ship, and they're maybe, I want to say, like 50, 60 feet away from where you are. Not all of them are wearing robes. It seems like most of them are wearing just like common everyday clothing. They aren't necessarily like putting on hoods and religious paraphernalia to say like, I worship the Chained Oblivion, because on top of that just being bad for business, organized religion isn't something that has been... It was something that was commonly accepted in Moran, but then as time has gone on, things have kind of been made quieter. And that is why when you first met Master Rephram, even though he was a religious figure, he was operating out of his house rather than out of a temple.
And how many of these people are there?
You see entering into this building what must be at least 12 to 15.
Okay. We still approaching? What are people doing?
As you are approaching, they all seem to be going onto this wooded bridge that leads up into this sunken galley. And Jill, you and Ulman know that is where you saw Meros enter and then come back later. So you know that what you're looking for is beyond this point. But it just, again, seems like these individuals are kind of singing to themselves and offering praises to Tharisdan. As one of your party members is a cleric of Tharisdan, it is very easily recognizable. There's nothing... the only thing out of the ordinary might be their vehemitude, how passionately they are praising Tharisdan. They aren't saying his name, they aren't saying the Chained Oblivion, but there's very much this sense that the songs that are being sung can only be about one entity.
This isn't Tharisdan. This is Jarisdan.
This is Barisdan with the B emoji.
Are we walking up? Going in?
I guess so.
Yep.
Okay. So as you go through, as you go across the bridge, it turns to a brief left, and you actually go inside of this sunken galley. And while inside of it, you see that there is stairs leading up to the main deck, and that's actually where the majority of these individuals are going. And as you reach the main deck of this ruined galley, you see that it has begun to buckle under the weight of a majority of individuals that have been walking through here over time. It is a ship in disrepair that nobody seems to be putting in any effort whatsoever to actually fix. And you see that it is cluttered with trash, driftwood, and other refuse washed up on the tide. To the east, the galley's prow juts into the channel like a jagged fang, while the west side of the deck disappears into a wall of boarded up and badly weathered buildings. The only cleared pathway across the tilted deck leads from the bridge to a pair of massive wooden doors leading into the building.
I mean, does that seem like the obvious, like, come in here, there's a catfish?
I hate all of that.
That does seem like the most catfish adjacent or oriented entrance into this area.
Come on in. It's real good, real fresh at Catfish Charlie's.
Come on down to Catfish Junction.
What's our function? Catfish! So,
Let's go noodling.
the doors are...
Not on stream.
The doors are partially opened, and you can see these individuals all kind of singing their praises, making their way through. And as you enter in through these doors, you immediately can hear what sounds like sloshing water somewhere beneath you. And as you enter into this area, the opposite hallway reeks of mildew and rotting fish, and the walls are severely stained, and the ceiling sags where pockets of water and fungus weigh it down, with the sounds of creaking wood and dripping water echoing loudly through this chamber, as well as what sounds like, again, these layered chants that seem to be coming from the end of this hallway. And as the four of you are making your way across, you realize you are the only ones in this hallway. The individuals that you have been following have been able to get through the doors in front of you, and you hear what sounds like groaning wood behind you. And as you turn and look back, you see that there are four hooded figures that all look like they have been rifling through the refuse of the channels. But Albus, you can see that in this moment, these are more of these disguised scum that are currently shutting the door in front of you, or behind you, and the door in front of you also begins to shut. And they are trapping you.
Are there 4 scum total?
Yes.
And 2 are some shutting the doors behind us, some shutting the ones ahead of us?
The ones ahead of you, you can't see what is shutting the doors, but the ones behind you, you see are these scum that are just in the process of pushing.
I would like every scum there to make a this is not on my character sheet because of Unearthed Arcana. A wisdom save. They are trying to beat what are they trying to beat? A 17.
Okay, and this is wisdom. Set a 17?
Yes.
So 3 fail, 1 succeeds.
Please let us go in peace.
And the 3 that were charmed seem to nod, and the 4th one just continues to close the half of the door. It is at that point that you hear a...
Which half door is it?
I'll say the right side.
Front or behind?
Yeah, behind. None of the front doors are... at this point, there is only a sliver that remains, as they are almost entirely shut.
Okay.
And as those doors are shut, you hear what sounds like nails against stone in a repetitive pattern coming from underneath you. And there is a bursting sound of wood being crushed through that is beneath Albus. And you see that there are these large crustacean-like claws that actually jut out of the wood and grab onto Albus in an attempt to then pull him down.
I'm gonna try and yoink him back or something, or just
Yeah,
Sweet, everyone roll for initiative.
Oh, great.
Yay!
I do want to point out that the mass suggestion, it is not concentration. The duration is 24 hours, so these scum will not be bothering us anymore.
Okay.
Except for the one.
They're just shutting doors.
That's a 15 for Hish.
I also got a 15.
Oh,
You definitely go before me.
I got a 23.
8.
Okay. Sounds good. So it looks like in the grand scheme of things, it is going to be all of you guys and then these creatures. So, Ulman, you have seen that these green-colored crustacean claws are coming out of the woodwork, latching onto Albus, and are in the process of actually dragging him below the woodwork that is there, that you are all currently walking on. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think Ulman just immediately jumps into a fighting stance and rushes over towards Albus and swings out at the arm, trying to chop it off with a green flame blade.
Okay. Sounds good.
23.
So 23 totally hits.
Cool. So that's 10 damage. I'm not actually sure what. Short sword is slashing, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Could be.
And then 5 fire damage.
Okay.
And if there is another creature within 5 feet of it that is hostile, if I'm unaware of it, would the flame still jump?
You can see that there are multiple sets of claws coming out. You're
Cool.
guessing that there's a second creature at least.
Great. Then another one of those claws is going to take 15 fire damage.
Okay. Sounds good. So that was 2. And then next up is Jill.
Jill is going to run up to Albus and just like hold on to him steady and just be like, Hish, can you use that, the sword, Hish, sword. And is just gonna like hold Albus, so hopefully this creature doesn't pull him away.
Okay. Sounds good. So make a strength check.
Okie dokie.
And this can be with athletics.
Oh, that's good. I like that. 12.
A 5. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, Albus is able. You have good hands on him. Next up, Hish.
So there's these hands holding on to Albus?
These are what look like greenish crustacean claws that seem to be coming out of the floorboards trying to get at Albus. They were in the process of latching onto him when Ulman ran over and just started stabbing the absolute shit out of them. You see that Jill actually has a really good grasp on Albus, more so on the forearm rather than any kind of cloth. It looks like Jill is going to be able to have a very, there won't be much resistance from these crustaceans, it would appear.
Yeah, I think seeing that Jill has a hold on Albus, Hish rushes over and sort of kneels down on one knee and takes his sword, and he's going to try to do a clean sweep underneath Albus.
Okay.
Well, that is a 7 plus 9.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just hits. Are you doing this on one of the claws that has already been struck upon, or one of the new ones?
Let's do one of the new ones. That's 13. I'm also going to use a superiority die to make it a I think it's literally called a sweeping attack.
Yeah.
To hit one next to it. 7 fire damage in addition to the 13, and then 10 additional damage that the other claw also gets.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just make another attack. I think he's just gonna keep, because I get 3, so.
Being a fighter's pretty sweet.
That's a 13. I take it doesn't hit.
It does not.
Well, that's a 1, so.
Okay. Sounds good. So, that is it for your go. Albus. Albus, you recognize what kind of crustacean claws these are. These are jewel.
Yep. Yep, I sure do. I would like to rate. I can't do that. I would like to I don't know, escape.
Okay. Jill has already got you in a good grip, so you'd be
Oh,
able...
okay, cool.
Yeah.
I need one of those claws to make a strength save.
That is a
I need 17.
21.
Okay. It is not lightning lured and pulled out, so that's cool. That's real cool. Jill, take some BI. Take some bi energy.
All right. So next up are the creatures. So at this point, the floorboards are continuously being busted out until there is just this very thin pathway of what looks like walkable ground that is connected off of hopes and dreams alone. There doesn't seem to be any real suspension under this floor that is allowing you to hold yourself up. And they are going to try and strike out against... They're going to try and strike out against you still, Albus.
Okay.
And that is a 24 to hit with one of its pincers.
That's gonna hit.
Okay. So then that is going to be for 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Sgothga.
And then I need you to make a Constitution save.
Oh wait, that's not my. Well, it's the same thing. 8.
All right, so for the next minute, you are poisoned, and until the poison ends, you are paralyzed. And you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on itself on a success.
Okay, so I am poisoned, and I am also paralyzed, and I am also grappled.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that the poison is for paralyzing, so don't give yourself the poisoned condition.
I mean, if it says I'm poisoned,
yeah, it is.
That would say the condition.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. So then the second Chul is going to make an attack against Albus, and this time it will have advantage because you're paralyzed.
Any attack. Wait. So I am. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Which they are indeed. So a modified 20 to hit
Yep, that crits.
for 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Second claw from the second Chul for a 17 to hit.
That'll crit.
For 18 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Third Chul. That is an actual natural 20. So
That'll doubly crit.
yeah, I don't do that. I don't do exploding crits. So thankfully there. For 21 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Then they are going to use. Then it is the fourth Chul. Who gets a 16 to hit?
Yep.
Okay. 14 points of bludgeoning.
Yep.
And then an 18 on the die.
Okay. Albus is dead.
Like dead?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Well, shit. So, that was all of the Chul's turn. As they just go crab happy on
Yeah,
Albus.
Albus was unconscious after like the third hit. Albus is dead.
Tore you to shreds.
I mean, it happens.
What crabs do?
These is what my babies could have done to you, but they didn't because I'm nice.
All right. Next up, Ulman.
Can we deal with this? Because that's not a living being. I think he looks at Jill like unsure of what to do.
I got this, just keep going.
Great. Do Is there a space within here where I would be within 10 feet of the claws, but not 10 feet of my friends?
Yes.
Great. Then I think I will cast Thunderstep to that spot.
All right. And you, because it's damage when you disappear, correct?
No, it's damage when I appear.
Okay. Just
I
as
believe.
a reminder, from what you've
No,
seen,
you're right. It is the other way around.
yes, and also from what you've seen of this floor, it is precariously held up. And from the spaces that you can see where the Chul have broken out, it looks like about 20 feet down into some kind of water resting below.
That is fair. When I realized it was the other way around, my plan was thrown awry. So thank you for the added detail of you would, break the floor probably. Then
You muted.
I thought I was still holding him. I'll just continue striking at the claw that I was striking at.
Okay.
Then with Green Flame Blade again. I was thinking about cursing it, but I'm not going to. 21 to hit?
Yeah, 21 hits.
Great. Seven slashing and 9 fire.
Okay.
As well as 16 more fire damage to the one that the fire went to previously.
Okay. Sounds good. They're looking roughed. All right. So, Ulman, anything else on your turn?
I completely forgot about it. Do I have sneak attack?
I believe you do, because Jill
I'm
was.
next to Hish, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you would have sneak.
I'm like, I feel like I'm rolling too few dice. What is this average? All right, rogue. That's another 6 damage
Okay.
to the original one.
All right, sounds good. So then next up, Jill. Jill, you have just seen all of these Chul break out of the floorboards beneath you, and though you had a steady grip on Albus's arm, that did not stop the oncoming attacks from the crabs. From these villainous crustacean.
Okay. So is Albus like on like the floor now? Like what's his position?
I believe he is still kind of grappled by this here Chul. They have not released him.
Okay.
And it is their this is the first time that you've seen Chul as they have been meant to be seen. These are large creatures. These are like horse-sized lobsters. So they have wrapped Albus in these long winding tendrils that seem to come down and wrap around his form.
Jill is going to be reaching into her pack and pulling out a diamond, and she's gonna be like, get those fucking things off of him, and is just going to slap him with a revivify. Because we got 4 diamonds, baby.
Alrighty. So, Albus. Breath of fresh air.
Remind me what Revivify does. Am I just up at 1?
Yeah, you're up at 1. I'm sorry, that's all I can do for you this moment.
I understand. Am I exhausted or?
Let me check.
And also, am I still grappled, paralyzed, and poisoned?
You touch a
think I am.
creature that has died within the last minute. The creature returns to life with 1 hit point.
Yeah, so
Okay.
normally I put exhaustion if you've been dead for a while, like you're readjusting to having been dead. But yeah, I don't believe that when we've used Revivify in the past that we've given you all exhaustion.
Your soul is like just starting to sit up out of your body. It's like, oh shit! Oh no! I'm back. Cool.
What if I paid you a diamond to stick around? All right, so yeah, you're back at 1.
To the Reaper.
But you were still grappled, poisoned, and paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Jill, that was your go. Hish.
Okay. Fuck, I can't remember if Albus has healing or not. Okay.
I will tell you that I do, but that doesn't help me.
Because he's
Okay.
paralyzed.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna spend my first action. I need to think about this. How many Chul claws are on Albus?
You see 4 sets.
4 sets. Okay.
And from your vantage point, you can see that there are a total of 4 Chul.
Will it rip Albus's legs off if I pull Albus out of the Chul grip?
No, because it's not. They haven't clamped onto him. It is their like weird tentacles from their mouths that are currently have Albus grabbed.
Okay.
They give me a big old kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Hish is going to sort of move Jill aside and put his arms underneath Albus's armpits and like yank him backwards.
Okay. Make a I would say make a strength check.
Okay.
An athletics check, like you would be breaking a grapple.
That is a natural 20, baby.
Yeah, with Hish's innate strength, there's no way. There is no way that they can keep their tendrilled hold on Albus. So Albus, you get popped up and taken out of this nasty man's mouth, thanks to your dear friend Hish Sungard.
And I'm gonna action surge, and I think while he's holding Albus, take out a healing potion and sort of like, come on, buddy.
Start like
Dump it in
massaging his
there.
throat, like
Yeah.
just drink up. Okay.
Do we have like a particularly good one? What did we buy? I can't find it. I'll figure it out. Give me a minute.
Okay.
So Albus has a potion of greater healing on him.
I will be right back while you guys figure that out.
I also have one, so I'm gonna give you my potion of greater healing.
Okay. Do you want to roll?
No, you got it.
Okay. That 44 plus 4.
Roll.
The narrator's not here. Both of you can roll.
Add them
It's the
together.
craziest thing. He got healed up to full, and like all of his conditions went away.
Oh, for
Oh, what the?
Listen,
no.
Indor's not here. We can say that didn't count, and I can roll.
Everyone saw.
He won't know until later. If we
You're
all...
you're the one
Pat's
who's
gonna
putting the
narc.
potion in.
Chat, are you gonna narc on us or not?
No, see, chat knows exactly how bad I've been rolling this entire campaign. They will probably show mercy.
Oh
You're
my
not gonna
Or just-
believe it. He healed up 100 hit points.
Audiocast hasn't learned what the number is yet, so it's not real.
Okay.
It was 11. I healed 11.
Nice.
Not nice.
All right, so Hish, that was your turn. Albus, make a Constitution save.
18.
You are no longer paralyzed or poisoned.
But I'm still grappled.
No, because Hish managed to pull you out.
Oh, okay. So that means that. So because I'm no longer paralyzed, I'm no longer incapacitated, I'm no longer grappled, I'm no longer poisoned. What am I still? Nothing. Cool. All right.
All right, because that had to be done at the end of your turn. It is now the Chul's turn. They are going to shift and they begin attacking your dear cleric, Jill, instead. So, Jill...
I'm right here.
No, come on. I dare them. I dare, motherfucker.
21 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that one hits.
All right, sweet. So, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Okie dokie smoky.
As you take 6 points of bludgeoning.
19?
Okay. You are not grappled. Or, yes, so you are not poisoned. You are still grappled by this creature.
Can I use my reaction to do the thing that I always forget the name of, but you know which one I'm talking about? Wrath of the Storm.
Yeah. Certainly.
And I am going to okay, they make a dex save.
Okay. That is a 7.
That doesn't pass. I think this one's gonna be lightning damage. I
Okay.
don't know why. I'm just getting a good feeling about lightning. For 6 points of lightning damage. Yeah,
Okay.
take that.
They do. And now it is Shul number 2's turn. And they are going to turn on you as well, seeing as how you are grappled. That is a 15 to hit on the first claw attempt, less than that on the second claw.
Neither hit.
Third Shul, an 11. Does a 17 hit?
No.
Okay. And then fourth jewel, also same. That is a 13 to hit or less than that. So all of them just begin trying to strike out at you with their large crabby claws, but are unsuccessful in their attempts. So, Ulman.
Ulman sidesteps a little frustrated to get a better position on the one he's been fighting, and I think this time he cuts at the tendrils from their mouths that they're using to grapple.
Gross, I dig it.
With another green flame blade. Green flame blade!
Green flame.
Does a 16 hit?
Just hits.
Great. 18 slashing.
Holy shit.
And then 7 fire damage.
Okay.
Or is my sneaky attack? My sneak attack is just precision damage, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't have a damage type. It's just sneak attack.
But anyway, that would be. It doesn't matter, I assume. You're not making me specify, so I'm
Nope.
not worried about it. And then the other one who's been taking the fire takes 19 fire damage.
Holy shit. Okay. So, there we go. Sounds good. So, the one that you have been focusing on since the very beginning is looking pretty rough. They're not looking too hot. That is for sure. Second one also looks like it's bloodied at this point. So then, Jill, you are currently grappled by one of these large crustaceans.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like that, so we're gonna take care of that one. What spell do I want to use? Okay, no, I know the one. Yeah, so one's grappling me right now.
Yes.
I think she's just going to reach out with her hand that has the mark of Tharzen and like grab back onto these tendrils, and her hand is going to light up with necrotic energy as she casts Inflict Wounds.
Nice.
Let's see, that one's first level. Come on, where are you at?
First level is 3d10.
3d10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do it at the first level. Okay, so that is 15 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. They look very injured. This is this same one that Ulman has been striking out against pretty much the entire time. So they're having a difficult time.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did I roll to hit on that? I don't think I did.
What did you?
Let me roll.
Yeah.
I did not roll the hit. I just rolled it. It's a natural 20.
Okay, so roll 3 more d10.
Okay, so that's... Sorry, guys. I was like, wait a minute. I'm rolling less dice. This one's a D8. What am I doing? I'm acting like I've never played this game before. So 15 plus 16 is...
More than enough. As you reach out again with this glowing hand of Tharsden, cast Inflict Wounds, it looks like this creature's form twists into a spiral. It has an exoskeleton. It's not meant to curl that way, but it did. And now it is no longer moving. But you are free.
Yeah, okay. Good. That's gonna be me.
Sounds good. All right. Hish.
What's the sitch?
There are 3 Chul left, one of which looks bloodied, another that you had struck out against with your flaming blade beforehand, and then one whose only damage was the sweeping glance that they suffered previously.
So they're all in like a hole, from what I understand.
They have crawled out, like they are partially in this hole, partially out of, and are just currently trying to attack you, and then
silly.
pull you down with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna get silly. I'm gonna take my gun.
Someone pull out my gun!
And I think Hish is just gonna kind of like point blank his rifle.
Okay.
At each of these, one at each of these, and just start blasting.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a 10, or no, sorry, it's plus 3. So that's a 16, a 19, and a 11.
16 and 19 hit, 11 does not. Are you point blanking all of them or just one?
Two of them, because I'm making all 3 of my attacks at the same time.
Okay, sounds good. So, you will be rolling damage. Did we determine damage dice last time?
You said it was a rifle, and I have a rifle in here.
Okay, cool. Makes it easy.
Yeah, I just found it on the thing, so I figure if that's
Yeah,
good for you,
that's fine.
That's good for me. Okay, well that's 4 for the first one. $13 for the second one.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, Hish is just kind of standing over them as they're crawling out of this hole and just blasting.
Alrighty. So then next up is going to be Albus. Unless, Hish, there was anything else that you wanted to do.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Sounds good. Albus.
What? How many?
There are 3 left.
Need everything to make a intelligence save.
The highest they got on the dice was a 6.
So they'll all take 7 points of damage because I rolled like shit. This was a 2nd level mind thrust. No, it wasn't. It was a 4th level mind thrust. On its next turn, it must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets 1 of the 3.
Okay.
That was my action. Bonus action, Hish takes some bi energy.
Oh, I've got so much fucking bi energy coursing through me.
Yeah, I've evolved from to Jill Nye the Unchained Bi.
That's my turn.
Okay. Sounds good. So next up are the Chul. Thankfully, Jill has just come up and done a heckin' slap on one of them. So they are in prime position to try and to get Jill within the tendrily grasp as they had before. So does a 21 hit?
That one hits.
You're grappled! And you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. Then I need you to make a constitution save.
Okay. That one's not gonna do it, Chief. That's well, actually, can I add the bardic inspiration to saving throws? Or is it just like
so? Or is that a College of Swords?
Yeah. Okay. What's the dice?
D6.
We'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. 9.
9 is not going to do it, Jill. You are currently poisoned for 1 minute, and until that poison ends, you are paralyzed.
Okay. All right, it's my turn in the wombo combo chamber.
Okay, and then the second one is right there with you, so they are... Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
Okay. Oh my god. I'm upset. Because I just rolled 2 natural 20s, but any attack against you that hits is a natural 20, so I just wasted these.
What the fuck?
That's okay. So Jill, you are going to be taking...
No.
21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And then third boy is going to get a 25 to hit, which crits for 15 points of bludgeoning. And then their second crabby claw hit. I got a 2 and a 1 on the die, so...
All right, we're good.
Fickle fates. They do not work that way. Next up, Ulman.
Well, I will just continue my song and dance here of stepping up to the next one. The one who's been taking fire damage and casting Green Twin Blade. They are not cursed, so 19 does not crit, unfortunately.
But it does deal a heckin' amount of damage.
But it does let me deal damage. And that's going to be 20 from the sword, along with 7 fire damage.
Okay,
And
that one goes
then-
down.
Great. The fire jumps its way over to the next one, dealing 10 fire damage.
Okay, Jill, you are no longer grappled. Because the one that was holding you in its tendrils has now also gone down.
Fantastic.
You are still poison paralyzed, though.
Can I assume if it's gonna fall back in the hole if it is dead? Can I grab Jill and try to make sure that
It's not
she
gonna...
will-
So, when it dies, it doesn't, rigor mortis death grip with its tendrils. They relax and it falls off, so Jill is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not bringing Jill. They're not bringing the bodies with them as they die. So you're good. There's no worries there. But if you would like to move up to Jill, so that way she has a little bit more defense against these crustaceans, totally fine as
If I can
well.
move into a buffer space,
Yeah.
then I will.
Speaking of Jill, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's do it, baby. I know the law. 16.
You are no longer poisoned or paralyzed, but it does happen at the end of your turn. So, then moving on, Hish. There are 2 of these craboys left.
Thank you. You knew what I was gonna ask.
One of them looks significantly worse than the other.
Okay. I think since I'm still wielding the rifle, I'm gonna blast the first one once and the other one that is not looking as bad twice.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Well, I don't think any of these hit. Because that's a 14, that's an 8, and that's a 6. So...
None of those hit.
Fuck.
Okay. Then next up, Albus.
For my action, I want the more damaged one to make an intelligence saving throw as I use Mind Sliver.
That's a 3 on the dice.
Okay, well, it's going to take 9 points of psychic damage and have to subtract a d4 from its next saving throw. I would like to use some sorcery points to quicken spell. Do the same thing that I did last turn. I need both of the boys to make a intelligence saving throw.
That is a 13. Or actually, no, they have -3 to intelligence. So, a 10.
Okay. This is a 3rd level mind thrust, so I can get both of them.
Okay.
They'll both be taking 8 points of psychic damage and only be able to do one thing on their turn.
Okay. Sounds good. So, one of them is going to finally try and strike out towards Ulman, as you have just been, like, wading your way through these crabs. But you have now gotten in their way to their current attempted kill. So, that is a miss on the first claw. And a miss on the second. And then the second one is going to try and get you as well. Does a 23 hit?
Not if I cast shield.
Holy shit. All right. Okay. So then, second hit, attempted and failed. Ulman, you have shielded your way through this onslaught. Which means, hey, guess what? Ulman, what you doing?
Little thing called Green Flambus Bade. That is not how that was supposed to come out of my mouth, but does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Great. $19 weapon damage and 4 fire damage.
Okay, that one ends up meeting its fate as well. So there's
Great.
one left.
The last one takes 11 fire damage.
Okay. Sounds good. Next up, unless Ulman, you had any bonus action.
Nope.
Okay, sounds good. Jill.
Let's use. Has the last one? It has been hurt by this
Yes,
point.
it has.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Albus has just been like AoEing, blasting most things. Hish has accidentally hit it by just being too strong.
Can it make a wisdom save for me?
I mean, I feel like it could, given the right circumstances, but it got a 9, so I feel like that is a failure.
That's the wrong circumstances for Chulpod over there. It's gonna take. Oh boy. Okay. What's 15 plus 9? Is that 24?
Yes, it is.
24 points of necrotic damage
Holy shit.
from Toll the Dead.
That's pretty good. All right. So it's looking rough. Next up, Hish.
All right. The gun isn't working. I've been blasting, firing wildly into the air.
You've
take my
yeed
sword.
your last ha.
I've yeed my last haw. I'm done with it for now. There's one Chul left.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slice it. Big old slicey. That's a 14 plus 9 and a 17 plus 9.
Yep, both
and a
those hit.
4
And then a 4?
plus 9.
The
So
4 plus 9
don't think
does
that
not
hits.
hit. Everything else does.
So yeah. $13 regular damage, 11 fire damage. 11 regular damage, 10 fire damage.
Oh yeah. You make quick work of this creature. And you all find yourselves out of combat as the last of these jewels has met its demise. The doors behind you are still shut. The doors in front of you are still shut. And from the doors in front of you, you can hear this. It's almost like a chanting, but it's muffled because it is behind these large waterlogged doors. But I think that is as good a time as any to go into our break for the evening. So we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. Hello, everybody. We are back. We have just gotten done facing off some deadly Chul in the intermediary space between the outside of this temple to Tharisden and the inside to a temple to Tharisden. The doors on either side of you, both leading out and leading in, have shut, and all that remains is for you to progress forward at your own pace. However, some of you are looking a little bit more worse for wear than others, so is there anything that you would like to do before you go and progress to the next room?
Yeah, I would like to cast Mass Cure Wounds on myself and Albus, because I guess we're the only ones who took damage.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how much of that sweet healing we get.
How long does that take?
It's instantaneous.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm basically just giving us just like shots of morphine, and it's like, all right, let's go. We're combat medic.
Adrenaline. Boom.
Yeah. So that's 19 plus 5. Is that 24?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 24 points of healing.
Okay. Both my hit point values are perfect squares. Wait, is 36 a perfect square? No, it's not. Fuck.
Okay.
Well, that was not quite the welcoming I expected. I thought we'd make it a little further into the base before we were assaulted, but obviously someone is prepared for us. Or, well, actually this feels more like a trap laid for anyone who enters too late, but still.
That said, Sgothga would have been very prepared for us.
Also, they immediately jumped for Albus, so that makes me concerned that this is a little more personalized.
That bodes well.
Albus, you should stick close to me, as I am your bodyguard.
Of course.
I don't know what's going to be in this next chamber. I have some ideas, but I guess we won't know until we go in. But I asked that perhaps if there are individuals in there who are worshippers of Sgothga and Tharisden, I asked that maybe perhaps our first reaction not be violence.
Given this room, it feels a little late for that. Do you mean just violence against them?
Yes, I mean, I know these people. And
Yes,
not
we
all
should.
personally, of course, but perhaps it's clouding my judgment, but
I understand, Jill.
Yeah.
They're people who have been fooled. They do not deserve death unnecessarily just because what has happened.
They're your people.
We can do our best to not kill anybody who does not throw themselves at us with weapons. But, you know, if they're attacking us, we can't really.
I understand. I just ask that we at least try first.
Just gonna put the blasting rod away.
Of course.
Will you? Well, nope. I don't think I have that. Nope. Sorcerer spells suck. New fucking subclass. Fucking bullshit. I don't have calm emotions and I don't have mass suggestion anymore.
Oh.
I have nothing. I can suggest people once at a time, but it's all going to be concentration. I don't have much energy left. It's certainly not for salvaging people.
You know, instead of using magic, we can just ask them.
And you really think that'll work? Against someone who has no scruples of using his power. Someone like me.
I guess in lieu of magic, it's worth a shot.
We can also do our best to take the fight to somewhere where they can't reach us.
I guess we'll just have to see.
With that, I think Ulman will go over to the door and quietly test it.
It doesn't seem to have a lock. It is a little difficult to open, but only in that these are waterlogged doors. Other than that, it seems to... it actually seems to pull open just fine. You're able to get in a narrow crack.
Before you pull the door open, Ulman, I think Hish is gonna sort of put his hand on your shoulder and say, I don't know if this is possible, but is there any way that Ham could scope it out before we go in?
I mean, the two of us could do it together, of course. We could disguise ourselves. In fact, I was just thinking about telling you all to hold while I took a look.
I think that's a good idea.
Ham, let's switch it up. Just, randomize everything, you know? And if Hish is the only person close to me, I think you're the only person who sees as my face, like, rapidly twists and pulls in various ways that is very unsettling, and suddenly I have, like, very shortly shaved black hair, a very slim face, and completely different features than you usually see me with. All right, well, I'll be taking a look.
Sir?
I did say randomize everything. I guess... Ham.
Well,
You're right, this is fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
no middle sliders, as they say. Go ahead.
Well. And I'll try to sneak through.
Okay. And when you arrive on the other side, no one pays attention to the fact that you have arrived through this door. And when I say no one, there are at least 100 people inside of this room. You can see that some are on their knees, hands outstretched above them, and they are yelling a mixture of languages that you are unable to understand, and this mixture of language seems to be further enunciated by them doing a full-on bow towards the floor, but not bracing themselves. They are just smacking their foreheads against the stone that is beneath them. You see others whose bodies are just convulsing, and it almost looks like they are experiencing a seizure but the look of elation that they have on their faces lets you know that they are in control of what is happening to their body, but they feel like this is the best way that they could express themselves and be a part of themselves. And it seems like everyone here is moaning and groaning in this odd, harmonious tandem that seems to again be enunciated by the wet sound of heads striking against the stone tiles beneath. And as you look out across this sea of people, you see that there is one figure amongst them who stands up, and you can see that they have a little bit of blood coming from their forehead, kind of going down the side of their face, and they look towards you and extend their hand out, palm up, and make a motion for you to come closer. And as they do, the people who are writhing on the floor, as they are moving and undulating in these unnatural ways, it's like they are capable of dislocating their bones for a brief moment, like some sort of prize-winning contortionist. As they separate, this crowd is making a path. They are making a path for you. And you just see at the end of this path, this figure with this wild grin upon their face, with this bloodied mark upon their forehead, calmly motioning for you.
Cool. I've got a couple questions.
Yes.
Is there a pool of water in this room?
There is not. But you do see at the back of this room, there is an exit way into what looks like a darker hall.
That was my second question. Third question, how far forward in the crowd is this man? Is he close to that exit?
He is.
Yeah, great. I'm gonna kind of nod at him, and then I'm gonna turn my head over my shoulder, and I would say, we need to fucking run. Sorry. We need to freaking run. Right now.
A little late for
And-
that, bud.
He'll start moving forward.
Okay.
Oh, I meant like, you need to dash across this room, run, not run away.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think Hish is poking his head into this room.
And Hish, you see the same thing. People of various professions and backgrounds, all writhing in religious fervor.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, Hish is going to mom in the mall power walk down this aisle.
There is a manager that needs to be spoken to at the end of all of this. And goddamn, are you going to be getting that sale on your Old Navy jeans? Okay.
I think Ulman will remain at a like relative walking speed unless people start moving aggressively towards him, in which case he will start sprinting towards that exit.
Okay. Albus and Jill, you see that Hish and Ulman are both running towards this figure that, again, very calmly, with this wild look in their eyes, just motioning for you to come.
I mean, I kind of feel like we need to be a little bit more cautious, and like maybe we're just like walking, making sure like high alert. It's like, making our way downtown.
Yeah, Jill's just going to brace herself and we'll just walk in. Just looking straight forward, trying not to make any eye contact with anyone, writhing in the aisles.
Okay. And Jill, it is very difficult for you to not have the mental image of your brother in any of these various forms, positions. Regardless, it is difficult to separate. And as you are all walking through, for Albus, Ulman, and Hish, it sounds like harmonious gibberish. And for you as well, Jill, it sounds like this. And then you hear very faintly, and you aren't sure where to pin where this message came from. You hear a voice say, "All you need to do is right."
Yep, that's what I hear, all right. Yeah, she's gonna keep going forward until I guess she approaches the person who brings the hands outstretched, or however they are.
And as your group makes it towards them, you see them with both arms motion towards this darkened hallway and give a smile that reveals more teeth than they should have within their face. And it seems like their eyes just seem to swell with this reddish color. And they don't do anything. They simply motion towards the hallway. As again, the chanting of this room seems to fill the space that you are in, becoming almost physical. Do you proceed down the hallway?
Yep.
Okay. And as you begin to make your way down this hallway, you see the figure that had stood there motioning for you, like almost like one of those marionette toys where if you push the bottom up, all of the strings holding them in a perfect rigid position falls out. They just collapse onto the floor and begin writhing around, thus finding their way back into this mass of other cultists. And as you all walk down this hallway, it is dark. You can hear the sound of waves, and it feels like you are walking for, at first, hours, and then it feels like you're walking for days. And then you've been walking for years. Years that you never had. There is a time where you forget Saltmarsh. You forget Acquisitions Incorporated. You forget everything. And Hish, you don't know why you fell asleep on your front porch when you did. It's not even that warm out. But the dad naps take you. You can see that Ollie is currently playing in the front yard. And you hear a screen door open behind you, and when you look, you see Talia. And this front porch is expertly built. And you remember making it. It took you a while, but you found the best tree in the woods that you could. You found the best lacquer. This is a house where you and Talia have been able to rekindle your relationship. And you see her walking out onto the front porch with part of you hopes food. It always is part of you that hopes food. But instead you see her holding a bundle. And she sits down next to you, and this little bundle that she has shares Talia's face. She's beautiful. She's the most beautiful thing that Hish has ever laid eyes on, because not only is it Talia's gorgeous face, there are small little half-orc tusks that peek up. And you are elated looking at your daughter. And you have one thought, one peace of mind that stretches what seems like an infinity, and it is, I want this so badly. I wish that this could last forever. I just need more time. Hish, what do you say in this moment when this internalized dialogue almost seems to ask you for more time? Do you accept the request, or do you turn it away?
Hish closes his eyes and squeezes them tight, and we see, when he opens them again, tears welling up as he smiles at Talia and his daughter, and takes them both in his arms. And for a moment, he breathes in the scent of Daphne and gardenias, and we see all those creases and lines on his face that are always there fade. And then they return as he stares out into the distance onto the horizon of Saltmarsh over the ocean, and he whispers, "This is not mine. This is not mine to have."
Make a wisdom save.
That is a 13 plus 3, 16.
All right. Sounds good.
I would like to add my bardic inspiration to that.
Have more than 10 minutes passed?
I will say that they have not, so you would still be able to use bardic inspiration during this time.
Oh, it's a 1, so 17.
Okay. Ulman. you remember the thought that you had of possibly going out along the Sword Coast, visiting your friend Albus, and together you and he would go out and have grand adventures. But that time has passed. Through some stroke of luck, as it would have, you are in your old form. You are old. And in a way, the creaking of your bones, the difficulty that you have not waking up at 5:30 in the morning, are all things that you've wanted for so long. You see that there is a young man who hangs around you, and you know that this is Ham. In the same way that you had seen young Ham and young Ollie next to each other. This is, for lack of a better word, your son. And what better person to help raise your son than your wife? She's alive. And it is the two of you being able to have those moments of child rearing that you missed out on. But Ham, you feel, is a much easier child. Jodariel comes by from time to time, offering you gifts, and you can see that there is remorse in her eyes the day that she tells you that grandmother has passed. Ulman, you don't necessarily feel like there's some bits of remorse, but you can tell that Jodariel and your wife are both rather upset. And the funeral, for what it is largely attended. And it is eloquent in a very rural sort of way. And that night, while you are at dinner, you are sitting with your young Ham son, your wife, and Jodariel, and she lets you know that she has found a way to leave the Shadow Council. There will no longer be a bearing in on her life. And the only thing that she needs in order to make that happen is just a little bit more time. And she asks you, Ulman, and you can feel like there is this almost underlying thread as she asks if she can just give you, or if you can just give her a little bit more time, and then she'd be able to come back and you could have that family.
Yeah. Ulman takes a long sip of tea. He's long abandoned coffee. It does nothing but rot his guts in his old age. And smiles at his daughter and takes a long moment to take in his wife's face and grabs the hand of Ham and says, "This is what I dreamed for us. It's incredible, but we're not here yet. It's not the time."
And Ham asks, would you be willing to wait?
feel like we need to move. I don't think we can wait, Ham.
And your wife asks you, where would we move to? It's a pretty big decision. Would it be all right if we waited until the morning?
I think it's time to go for a walk. There's something I have to do tonight. I think we should leave the Sword Coast. I don't know. But I have to go now.
Ulman, make a wisdom save.
19.
You are able to stand up from the table and you begin walking away. And as you walk away, you can feel 3 sets of eyes staring back at you, of Ham, Jodariel, and your wife, as you once again make your way out into the woods. Jill. It has been such a long time since you even thought of Umberly or anything else. In a way, this is a place you've been before, and it feels nostalgic. You're in Moran, or at least a city like it. And even though you know, some part of you knows, that Maros became the head of Mr. Dory's shipping fleet, it didn't last long. And you were actually able to take that position for yourself. You have fleets of ships. You have exposed falsehoods throughout Moran. You have set things to a better state. Nature is healing. The land around Moran is healing. And you take a first mate onto your vessel that has this almost beautiful long black raven hair, and she is competent beyond all belief. And together the two of you are able to make Moran almost a legend in and of itself. When people speak of the Sword Coast, they don't talk of Waterdeep. They don't talk of Luskan. They don't talk of Neverwinter. Adventurers and people of import speak of Moran. And the way they speak of Moran is with bated breath that is typically saved for those who are ready to invest. And as you are gaining a sense of nobility, as you are gaining a sense of purpose, there is a time where one of the city councilmen approaches you and asks of you if it would be all right if they were to begin zoning things So that way they could have a merchant's quarter. They could still have the alchemist's guild again, but this time it wouldn't have such a negative influence on the surrounding area. And all they ask is for a little more time. And as they say that, your first mate asks them to leave. And as you continue to live out this life, it is so odd that every time one of these individuals asks of you to sign on to something, to give them just a little bit more, your first mate is always there and is always making sure that they know who's in charge. Until finally one day, that figure looks at you and they set a book down in front of you. And it is a ledger with leather darker than the night sky, and you can see it has a floral spiraling pattern upon it. And as you follow the hand up your first mate to their face, you can see that this curly jet black raven hair that your first mate had covers their face, and they move it out of the way, and you can see that there is a well-dressed man with shoulder length brown dark black hair, a little bit of scruff along their face, and he says, "I said I would protect you. Now all you need to do is write." And the book is pushed.
You see the book push before Jill, and she looks down at it. And she looks at the pen next to the book. And she picks it up. And she rolls it in between her fingers.
And a hand comes down and covers the page. And this figure that you are very familiar with looks at you. And they say, "I don't want you to be confused with what I am asking. I am not asking for you to break my chains. I am asking you to break yours." And they take their hand away.
She nods. And she begins to write. And she writes, and she writes, scratching things out, until finally she puts the pen down. And the words on the page say, "From here on out, I write my own destiny."
All right. Albus, as you walked into this room, you could feel, in a very tactile sense, there is another. You have not known your purpose since you acquired this feeble mortal frame. Since you have been stuck in this decrepit body, have you known what it is that you seek until now. Sgothga is at the end of this hallway, and they know that you are coming, they do not even bother to try and muddle your mind. Instead, as you turn, you see your 3 companions. Each one of them, their eyes gloss over and seem to glow in this soft bluish light. And you can tell that Sgothga is trying to do its best on them instead. Albus, you know beyond a doubt that if there was a situation where Sgothga gained control of your friends with their current set of skills and abilities and turned on you, that would be the end. But as you look at Hish, this romance novel adjacent cover, you see tears begin to come out of the sides of their eyes, and Hish blinks and that glow disappears. And you see them wipe away tears from their eyes, and Hish, you find yourself in the dark, standing next to Jill, Ulman, and Albus. And not 30 feet ahead of you, you can see what looks like an opening to a room filled with water. And you know this is where the thing that showed you a future you could never have exists. Ulman, you feel the burning sensation of your old rickety bones turning into almost a comfortable gel-like burn, and then that gel-like burn disappears and all you feel is gel-like. And as you walk down this hallway, you can feel the sense that you, for the first time, weren't running away from your familial obligations. You were running towards the thing that is going to make everything safe, that is going to allow you to have those moments in the future. Jill, as you said, aptly and succinctly, you are in control of your own destiny. And Albus, one by one, you watch as your friends shake off the aboleth abilities, trying to turn them against you and trying to keep them, and trying to allow them to keep you from going up against this creature that is the reason you have been stuck in such a fragile frame.
We're not going to think about that. We're not going to think about that. We're not going to think about that.
And as you all come in and see this room, you see that there is a section where the floorboards give in to what looks like a deep and dark pool. And directly above it, there is a old fetid shark that looks like it has been hanging for days, whose stomach is burst open and its insides are just dripping into this deep pool. And Albus, you know, they are down there. And the four of you see as this pool seems to gain beads of light coming up from it, three beams seem to penetrate the surface and envelop this shark, and the shark begins to move and shake, and you see it slide off of its ropes, and it is now floating in the air, looking towards your group, getting ready to attack. I would like for everybody to roll initiative.
Cool.
Let's go, baby. Oh, man.
Can I be put down at a 29?
Well, yeah, you could.
Chalk me down as a hot, nasty 10.
Okay.
13.
Oh, 1.
Okay. So, at the top of the round is Ulman. Ulman, there is this large shark that seems to be swimming through the air. And you see that there are these 3 glowing lights coming out from the pool of water. What would you like to do? You're muted.
A space bar. Well, it is still distance from us. Ulman looks back at everyone with a steeled resolve and looks back at the shark and just holds up his hand. And as he does, the familiar Umberly-esque sigil shows up on the back of his hand, and he charges up a Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Gonna be 19, 29, and 17.
All of those hit.
Cool.
Roll for damage.
One of those was a crit, the 29.
Holy shit.
That's a net 20.
Oh my god.
Uh, 30 damage over 3.
Okay. This giant shark most certainly takes that amount of damage. And then I am going to be right back because I made myself nervous before all of this. So I shall return. It'll be fine. Plan your defenses.
Okay, so now that he's gone,
What?
and I would never say this to his face, but he's really good DM.
Yeah.
I would say that to his face. Why would you not say that to his face?
Oh, that fucked me up.
That was really good.
Oh God, the emotion by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh, fuck.
This is just your precursor to Nights in the Courtyard. Welcome, everybody. This is Nights in the Courtyard, the show we do after the show for all of our acorns. Oh, sorry, I was just introducing Nights in the Courtyard for you, which we were going to
Doing
do
a
for a
little
moment.
No, we had to say that for whenever we're all dead.
Right.
More likely than you think. So there is
Oh,
this
frick.
giant shark who is upsetty. Ulman, you have just done a nasty amount of damage to it, so it is going to try and hit you. And what's your AC?
19.
Okay. That
Unless he
is
rolls over that, in which case I might shield. Who knows?
That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
Cool.
so you are going to be taking 3 points of psychic damage.
Okay, great. Cool. Yeah, that's a fantastic number. That's incredibly small.
Okay. Then, next up in the initiative order, Albus.
Can I see Sgothga?
You can see the lights of where Sgothga was, but you would have to get closer to the pool to actually see Sgothga themselves.
I'll get closer.
Okay. And as you look down into the water, you can see these 3 beaming pillars of light that seem to then tilt and focus on you, and you hear, "Oh, so it's finally come to this, has it?" But you
I
see them.
found you. I've won. I would like Sgothga to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Of course.
Is Sgothga smarter than a 5th grader?
Sgothga
boy.
rolls a 15.
That does not succeed.
And they are going to use... They'll use a legendary resistance.
All right. For my bonus action, I would like to use a couple of sorcery points to empower a spell.
Okay.
Or,
Ah!
sorry, quicken a spell.
Kimmy plays VG. Thank you so much for the raid.
Yay, Kimmy!
Okay, so empowering a spell.
I need him to make a wisdom save. I'm casting a 5th level spell.
Okay. That is a 14.
Yeah. Okay, so he'll take 19 points of psychic damage because
Okay.
I rolled like shit. Sgothga must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
And you watch as they swim deeper into the water. Till they are, at this point, what looks like 50 feet down. But you can still see those 3 beats of light just staring back at you.
That's my turn.
Okay. Then next up, Jill.
Okay, yeah, there is a shark floating up in the air, and Jill will say, I wish not to deal with your petty avatars. We've come for you. And we'll cast Toll the Dead on the shark.
Okay. Sounds good. So the shark fails. It wisdom save.
All right, that's gonna be 3d12. Where did my other d12 go? I just had it. There we go. Nice. 15 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. They will take it.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So they have taken this here, Toll the Dead. Next up is Hish. What is your dexterity?
My modifier?
Yes.
-1.
Okay, what is your overall score then?
9.
Okay. I am going to give the tie to the player then.
Oh, how kind of you. Remind me of the scene. There's a shark.
There is a
hanging from
shark
the-
flying through the air that has a burst open tum-tum that is currently attacking Ulman. Jill has just cast Toll the Dead, and Albus has walked confidently up to this large pool of water and stared down into it, and the lights that were projecting upward seem to have retreated.
If I reach up with my sword, could I reach the shark?
Oh yeah, shark is very easily hit. It is a giant shark that has then made its way towards your friends to do bites. It would be like seeing Jaws on dry land.
Could I jump high enough?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to jump onto the shark.
Okay.
Do I need to roll something for that, or do I just do it?
Make a athletics check.
You got it. Well, I don't know why I keep rolling this die. That's an 11 total.
Okay. Just need to check. All right, got
Put
it.
this old bad boy in timeout. In the meantime.
So the shark is able to maneuver itself in the air, so you are unable of actually grabbing onto it.
All right. Swing and a miss. We'll try again later.
Okay. Sounds good.
Would that count as a movement or is that an action?
That would be an action to try and grapple the shark.
Okay.
Okay, so next up, Albus, you see those three lights then come back up towards the surface. And now that you can see Sgothga relatively clear, aboliths don't have a set form. There are none that look identical to others. Most of them are going to always have bits and pieces and things about them that have changed. And what you see of Sgothga is that they have a large back to them, but then the tendrils seem to come out of the front of where it is, almost like a kind of like kraken or octopi or some other cephalopod that has its mouth closer to around its tendrils. And it has this large front dorsal that almost makes it look skull-shaped rather than more of like the sleek catfish design that you opted for when you were in aboleth design classes. And you can see that there are what look like scars and marring along this aboleth's form that are in these sort of spiral-like formations, almost like there was an aspect of self-mutilation that Sgothga has gone through to make themselves seem more appealing to an uncaring god. And as they come up to you and approach you, Albus, they are going to make an attack against ye. That is for a natural 20 with a tentacle. So that is for 21 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a Constitution save.
Three.
Okay, Albus. You are familiar with what is going to be happening to you in the next several upcoming minutes. Sgothga is going to make a second tendril attack against you. That is a 15 to hit.
I cast shield.
Okay. And then they are going to make a third attack towards you with their tendrils. And that is a natural 1, so they miss on that one as well. So that is it for their turn. Ulman, Hish, and Jill, you can all see that these tendrils are coming up out of the water. You see this almost skull-like form that has 3 centralized eyes coming down that are all gleaming this sort of eerie, iridescent blue color, if not for what would almost appear to be these small reddish spirals inside of them, that has just beaten against Albus with one tendril, attempted to with the second. Albus was thankfully able to throw a shield up, preventing the 2 follow-up tendrils from striking against him. So that is it for Sgothga's turn. Next up, Ulman. Ulman, there is this flying shark in front of you. You see that there is this large skull tendrils. Albus is in trouble. Creature in front of you. What do you do?
Yeah, Ulman pulls his hand out of the mouth of the shark and, like, looks suspiciously at his arm and the shark. And then I'll use my bonus action to disengage,
Okay.
my move action to move over to Albus, and my action to cast Green Flame Blade and cut a tentacle.
Do it.
Does a dirty 20 hit?
The dirty 20 does hit. Roll for damage.
Uh, 14 plus 9 fire damage. And I assume the shark is not within 5 feet of Sgothga.
They are not. Ulman, I need you to make a Constitution save.
Can do. Can I get a 19?
Okay, 19's good. So, then next up, Ulman, at the end of your turn, Sgothga is going to use a legendary action to try and strike out against you with their tail. That is a 26 to hit,
That will hit.
and that will be for a total of 19 points of bludgeoning damage. Then I need you to make another Constitution save.
Show me a 5.
All right, roll a d4.
4.
All right, so you are diseased for the next 4 hours. The diseased creature can only breathe underwater. And there is one large pool of water directly in front of you, along with a big old nasty.
Same hat.
All right, so the next up is the shark. The shark is going to strike out against Hish. That is a 27 to hit.
Get away from me. I'm having a
So,
moment.
Hish, you take 2 points of psychic damage.
Great. Cool.
Okay. So
That's
then,
it?
yep, that's it.
Oh, great. Cool.
All right. Next up is Albus.
I jump in the water.
Yes.
I would like to get him to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. He's going to use a legendary resistance.
Okay. Once again, I would like to burn a couple of sorcery points to quicken a spell.
Okay.
I need I need to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Wait. Yep.
That is a natural 20.
He is not held.
Okay. Do you really think these cheap parlor tricks are enough to stop me? Come, Gleefool. Certainly you know me better than that.
I don't respond.
Okay. Next up, Jill. Jill, there is a shark in front of you. You have seen Albus dive into the water with this large fishman. And Ulman looks like after he got hit with the tail that he is having difficulty inhaling.
What is my move gonna be here? Okay. Where's that one spell? No, I don't think I can really do anything about you not being able to breathe air. Okay, fuck it, Toll the Dead on Sgothga.
Yeah. All right, so that is a... Is that a wisdom save?
Yeah.
24.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay, sounds good. End of your turn. They are going to use a tail attack against Albus. That is a 16 to hit.
I cast shield.
Okay. Sounds good. So then next up...
Do you need to cast shield again? Because it hasn't been your turn yet.
Yeah, it has.
Has it?
Yeah,
Okay.
he just went. Because he goes before Jill. And then Hish.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, so there's a shark in the air and something in the water?
Yes. It's almost like it's a really bad time.
Shark in the air, Sgothga in the water.
Look, the shark is like a bunny rabbit.
Let's go.
Don't worry about it. It bites us for like 2 or 3 damage. It's fine.
Is it fine?
It's more fine than the thing hitting for 21 a hit.
Can I see Albus from where I am?
From where you are, no. You would have to get closer to the edge of the pool in order to see where Albus had diven down.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use my movement to see what's going on in the water.
Okay. As you get closer, you see that Ulman is having a difficult time breathing, it would seem, but Albus has dove into the water and is facing off against Sgothga. And now that you can get a look at what this creature is, you realize that the shimmering forms that Albus has adopted from time to time, that his weird tendril arms and third eye are honestly fine compared to the real deal that you see beneath the waves. You could have been happy, Hish, sun god, but instead you decided to die and leave your wife alone. Be a shame if somebody found her.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, Hish is going to take out his sword. Fuck. Have we established if the flame works underwater?
It's magical fire. It
Yay!
do. You guys, you used it all throughout your assault on the Sahuagin. You're fine. You're okay.
Yeah, Hish is diving in sword first to hit Sgothga, and he's going to try and put himself between Albus and Sgothga.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and roll all 3 attacks at once. Y'all better not fucking disappoint me, I swear to God. Alright, that's an 8 plus 9. I'm gonna do the math for me on that one. 9 plus 9, that's 18, right?
Yeah.
And another 9 plus 9, that's also 18.
So
So
17.
17, 18, 8, and 18.
All 3 of those hit.
Yes. So that's 8 regular damage plus 11 regular damage plus, and by regular I mean slashing.
Sorry, so what was the first one? It was 8?
8, 11, and 10.
So 29 total.
And then, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this, I'm gonna spend a superiority die.
Try and trip me. He's in the water, it won't work, but it's fun.
Can I make one of these? I probably can't menace him. Actually, yeah. I'm going to make it a distracting strike. So the next person who attacks Sgothga has advantage. Yeah. So that's 8 fire damage plus another 8 fire damage plus another 8 fire damage. Oh, plus 1 additional damage.
Okay. Sounds good. Hish, I need you to make 3 Constitution saves.
Alrighty.
God.
This is fun, fresh, and also sexy. None of you better disappoint me once again. Alright, so I've got a 16 plus... Is that... Did you say Constitution or Wisdom?
Yes. Constitution.
Oh, that's plus 9. Fuck yeah. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's 16 plus 9, and then 13. 22 for the last one.
Okay. So you said 13 for the middle one?
Yes.
Roll a d4.
No, fucking shit. I gotta find the D4.
Come on in, the water's fine.
Okay, I found one. That's a 2.
Okay. For the next 2 hours, you cannot
Fuck.
breathe air.
Well, I'm underwater anyway. So.
Yep. Kind of works out. And at the end of their end of your turn, they're going to use their last legendary action to make a tail attack against Yi. That is a
Oh, baby. Bring it.
22 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Where'd you go, dice? I don't know where that one is, so I'm going to roll a different one. And that is for 25 points of bludgeoning damage.
Easy. Easy. I ain't afraid of you.
Cool. Because it's their turn now. So, Albus and Hish are in the water. And they are going to tendril towards Albus. So, first tentacle is a 22 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be for 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
How's Albus looking?
On a scale from 1 to 49, 4.
And they are going to make a second tentacle against Albus for another 22 to hit.
All right.
And that is for 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm. Doing great.
Okay.
Doing great. Super unconscious, but doing great.
As they strike out at you with this second tendril, they say, "If they kill me, then every aboleth will know the chained god's true intent. This is my ultimate plan." Okay, and then they are going to strike out against Hish for a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
That is a 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Make another Constitution save.
Okay. $13 total.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Then that is it for Sgothga's turn. Ulman. Ulman, you cannot breathe. Thankfully, you are able to hold your breath equal to something times your constitution modifier.
1 round.
Yeah.
Is there a tentacle near me?
There is one that you could probably get at. They haven't receded fully down into the water yet.
That's a different plan than what I was actually settled on. Bonus action. I would like to use my free action to look down at Sgothga, or not. Yes, that is Sgothga.
Sgothga.
And say, Albus isn't the only one here you should worry about. Which is difficult, struggling on breath. But, I had fortunately 1 lung of air before I dive in and swim towards him to strike out. I use my bonus action to curse him.
Okay.
And then my action to cast Green Flame Blade.
Green Blade! Blade!
So that's a 29 to hit, which is a 19 on dice.
Oh, that for sure hits.
Crit. Because he's cursed.
He be.
I don't have to confirm because this isn't Pathfinder.
No.
That's 35 damage total. Nope, 39, because that's plus charisma.
Ulman, make a constitution save.
Show me 16.
A 16 is good. Now, I have one other question for you. What does it look like when you land the final hit on Sgothga?
Ulman just dives straight into the water, swan dives, and pierces down in, and as he swims closer and closer... Oh, I should have had advantage on that, because distracting strike. Anyway, it's fine. He circles around Sgothga, who is lashing out at Albus and Hish, and just slams his sword up and through, and cuts straight back down as much of a line as he can.
Okay. And as Sgothga expires, Ulman, you hear a light-hearted chuckling come from them, and they say, "Thank you. Now I can go back to my people with a message. This has been very informative." And as you land this blow, this large shark that is hovering in the air, floating in front of you, Jill, just seems to fade away like smoke on the wind, and you see hanging above this pool of water that same shark. It never left. Albus is currently bleeding out, descending deeper into the water. Hish, you would be able to stabilize Albus without any issue. And as the minutes go by following this encounter, Hish, you see that your skin, like Albus's, is getting a almost chapstick-like film across its surface. And that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by and join us. We finally beat Sgothga. Seeker, your job is done. We did it, gang. Woohoo! Yay! We're doing a great job. This is fun for everybody.
I don't trust it. I don't trust anything.
Why do I feel like
No.
we didn't win?
Obviously, can't trust a bitch.
What, you expect to win in a game on twitch.tv/indoor adventures?
Ideally. Yes.
Oh, maybe. Getting close to it. So, hey Dingo, where can we find you? What do you do?
I don't fucking know. You can find me on Twitter. I guess. WheresMyDingus. Thursdays I'm here. Fridays I'm either on Off the Table or on Matthias' channel playing some games. I don't fucking know. That's it, y'all. Y'all.
Y'all, hi,
Yeah.
I'm Reeves. You can find me questioning whether or not I should be celebrating that kill. You can also find me on Sundays. I almost said Saturdays. That's not right. Sundays on my channel, Reeves_bot. That's also my Twitter, where I'm playing some dungeon defenders with my bros. We defended our dungeon. We were like, these Peasley intruders couldn't do nothing to us. We posted an ad that said, looking for better intruders. And we found some, but they're going down. So join us for that. Okay, bye.
Boy. Suburb1201.live. You can find all my shit there. I'm here. Sometimes I'm on Prairie Stars, but I'm not there next week. KyleWithAnN is instead. KyleWithAnN, go.
Hi. I'm KyleWithAnN, otherwise known as KyleWithAnN. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at that name. Jabroni.tv is where you can see my streaming schedule, Connor's streaming schedule, plus we shout out some of the channels and podcasts that we like. Indoors on there.
Yeah.
This week you can catch me Saturday on Pro Restarter's channel. That's it for me.
And hey, if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey fella, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We also do a show on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is, of course, our Tomb of Annihilation game. We're just getting started with that. So if you have enjoyed what you've seen in Ghosts of Saltmarsh and are looking for something to join on the ground level, consider Tomb. Other than that, we also have an after show called Nights in the Courtyard where we answer questions not only from the community but also from each other. So hey, if you guys have any questions for these players, questions for me, the easiest way to ask those is going to be through our Discord, or if you post in this chat to the side, we will also do our best to try and scan through those. We got people with their peepers out, so it's going to be a pretty good time. But we are going to be going into our after show. So I would like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop by and has stuck with us throughout this adventure. Thank you to these players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.